You actually already touched on it a bit. The whole topic of the big muscle groups we have, because you mentioned like the lats, etc. And you keep repeating that in a bunch of your videos, that issue that we see that oftentimes the big muscles don't get to do their jobs while the smaller ones kind of like have to go into pretty much like overdrive. Tell us more about that whole idea,
Okay,
the bigger ones versus the smaller ones.
okay. So two basic concepts first. In my world, muscles move bones. That's why focusing so much on muscles and big muscles, and that's why tension with position or position with tension doesn't matter, um, is the way to go. The second thought is, which is groundbreaking and scientifically on the highest level possible, is I think bigger muscles should do more work than smaller muscles. Wow. Um, that sounds not very revolutionary, but that's not how we see coaching. And more importantly, that's not how we coach people. So in the book, I literally go from volume of muscles. That's just pure size in square meters, or it's whatever that's called in English. What's not I'm losing words. It's square three or is it square two? I don't know. I'm so bad at math, both in English and German. So
Square is two.
if you have what's
Square is
that?
two. Square is two. Square meters are like
Okay,
kvadratmeter.
but what is three? Like cubic,
Cube.
whatever.
Yeah.
Okay, whatever. You guys get the point. So it's volume means it's like a cylinder, so it has like three measurements. So it's about the volume in that muscle. It's not if you lay it flat, it's how much volume does a muscle have. So that's how I came up. It's just I just read it. It's like, okay, those are the 10 biggest muscles. What if we just focus on those and just make a hypothesis, which means maybe those biggest ones, volume wise, should do the most work out there. All right. So that's my definition of a big muscle. It's no personal or emotional attachment to it. It's like this is what the books say. So I'll keep sticking to that. Because I think just somebody had an idea of why some muscles are just bigger on average. I'm not talking about bodybuilders. I'm talking about like average male and female humans out there. And let's focus on those in training first. And then I'll even narrow it more down into the chain three muscles, and not only the chain three muscles, but the three most important ones. One for the upper body, which is the lats, one for the spine or the trunk, which are the obliques, and one for the lower body, which is the glutes. And those three, if you cover those three with the templates from the book, you're good for like, I don't know, for normal people, probably for the rest of their life. For people who want to train more than 3 to 5 hours a week, probably for the first 3 to 5 years, right? And in times of over information, you have to do this exercise and the rear delts and this exercise. Yes, that's absolutely true. You could also work on this. But what if we uncomplicate training first, cover big muscles, doing a lot of work first, and then see literally what's necessary afterwards, if something is necessary. In my experience, from 15 years and thousands of hours of coaching, to phrase this very nicely, problems with small muscles disappear if you engage big muscles like rotator cuff muscles, or even like biceps tendon issues, or like all the weird syndromes from, I don't want to name any small hip muscles like Piriformis syndrome or runner's knees. Those are all syndromes based on small muscles being overworked. There's no lat syndrome out there. There's no glute syndrome out there. There's no oblique syndrome out there, which for me is a pretty big telltale of, okay, maybe they're not the problem. Maybe they're the solution. And in practice, having people with either plateaus in bench press or shoulder pain, this works. If you make the lats work, your shoulder will be happier, right? You need a certain position with certain tension, and that's why I'm focusing on the big muscles first. So that's why I call them biggies in the book, the BIG muscles, because I love rap and I love the notorious BIG, whatever. It's a fun side story, but that's why I focus on them so much, and that's why I want to uncomplicate training, especially for us, the normal people who just starting training or who just simply don't want to invest more time, like 2, 3, 4 hours a week into training, right? Everything else can be discussed if you're training 5, 10, 15, 20 hours, 20 hours plus in a week. That's not stuff I want to teach to my normal people training 2 or 3 hours a week.
Mhm.
So those are the big muscles for me. It's a long one today. We're going to cut it up into small digestible pieces for you guys. So bring on more questions. Those are beautiful. Those are awesome. If you want to have certain exercises dissected, if you have concrete problems, like my right shoulder hurts when doing a pull up, my left knee hurts when I do deadlifts, bring them on, send me some videos, and we'll do some sort of an assessment style thing in one of the following calls. Bring the questions on. I can only give you some answers if you have questions. Love you all out there, and let's get Greg T.